Hey everyone, welcome back to The Long Run. I'm Chris Brown. We're here to talk about everything from franchising to parenthood to running to building businesses and everything in between. I've been in this industry, the franchise industry, for about 25 years. I started out as a franchisee of a brand. Part of that brand was selling that brand, and I did that better than I actually sold the product of that brand. And so here I am 25 years later, and I'm sharing everything that I've learned, everything that the people who have shared with me, what they've learned, and we'll have people on the broadcast here periodically that will offer their experience as well. But for today, you're talking one-on-one with me. I'm starting out with, I am training and have been training for a race for the past 3.5, 4 months. It's this weekend in New York City. It's the United Half. I am very excited to be able to do that race. As the longer I am here on this earth, the more I realize that the number of races I have in front of me is probably fewer than the ones I have behind me. And so I'm going to do everything I can to stay in it, and that starts with nutrition and sleep and training and gear and all those things that go into preparing for and then doing a race. I've done a number of them, marathons, half marathons, 10Ks, and each one is different. And each one we run is different because you run the race that you're in. You don't run the race that you ran or the race that you're going to run. So one foot in front of the other. We'll see how it goes on Sunday, provided I make it up there. I'm down south in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. That's where my home is. And we're down here for the past 9 years. And what a great environment to train in. A little warmer than most of us like to train in, but here we are. So today I want to talk a little bit about something specific, franchising. I just taped a show, Franchising 360. It's a show that's, I think they're based out of Dallas, Texas, but it's a couple of friends of mine in the industry who produce that show, and they talk with franchise developers, franchise founders, people in the franchising industry. I'm a franchise architect. I like to think I help build brands, and what we talked about today was one of the brands that I am helping to build and have helped build for the past couple of years, and the things that work for it and the things that don't work for it, and the reasons why I actually work with this brand. There are reasons why all of us work and do what we do. For me, my through line is, I work with brands that are able to clearly say who they are and show how they do it again, and are able to actually do that for people who invest in the franchise brand. That's it. It's pretty simple. It has to be replicatable, it has to be scalable, and it has to have a clear message. If you're out there and you're looking for a franchise brand to buy, maybe a business opportunity to work within, a franchise brand to work within, we all have our own code, right, that we live by. I have to have a brand that I am 100% certain that not only when I sell it, will the franchisee be happy, but they'll actually get open. And the franchisor has a part in that too. So I align myself with really world-class brand owners and developers and systems. And I've just been very fortunate in the path that I've had in this industry to do that. So a lot of people think it's sales. It's really not just sales. Sales is a part of it, but it's how to clearly convey the message. What is the marketing component to this? How do you get your brand out there, and how do you get it in a place where it can go to market? If it's not ready to go to market, if you don't have a replicatable system, if you don't have a business model that generates revenue, that helps that individual model unit grow and the brand grow, then you don't really have a franchise. You don't really have a business that is a franchise. Can you buy it? Sure. Can you be successful in it? You could be. I was reading something that 90% of franchise systems are successful versus in that first year of being open, versus 50% of regular businesses that are independent, not brand related, and their success rate. 50% of those close after the year one. 90% of the franchise brands are open after year one too. So that's that's a 10% failure rate too. You want to look at it that way. Is that acceptable? Is it not? I think it's avoidable. I think we can do a little bit to shrink that number. And so that's why I live by the code I live by. My friend Eric Edwards and I, we do a lot of think tank, bouncing ideas off each other, and that's what we look for. We look for brands that will succeed, but we also look for the ones that are out there that might not need to be. And I think that's an important place to operate from too. We'll bring more of those to you as well as we continue on in this. Sales as a part of the model, we'll call it quote unquote development. I think development is the byproduct of the message coming together, the system that's replicatable coming together by the franchisor. And then once those pieces have come together and we're able to tell that story and we're able to engage with people, sometimes we engage with referral networks, broker networks, advisors, communities that are geared towards opening businesses within certain areas and with certain people. And so there are ways in which we can get the message out to people who might be interested in opening one of these units, one of these brands. So we do that. Sometimes we have organic growth. They come through the website. They come through referral networks and referrals themselves. Friends and family sometimes is what we call it. That's usually how first couple of franchisees come into a franchise system. So if that's the case, and then you've got the inner workings of a model, and you've got the inner workings and foundation of a franchise brand. So once that comes together, then we have the franchise brand that we can bring to market. If you're a franchise owner, if you're a franchise founder, if you're a franchise want to be founder, hit us up here. Let us know what's going on. Let us know what you're doing. Let us know how we can help. If maybe we can share an idea or two. But that's what this platform's here for. Not only just to kind of share a couple of metaphorical things with running and life and parenthood and restaurants and things that really, kind of get us going. But to really, at the end of the day, it's to make sure that, those businesses of ours that we do promote and grow are the right businesses, and they're ready and worthy of being called a franchise. So that's the long run for today. I will talk with you on the other side of the United Half as I run it on Sunday, and go out there and get them. I know I will.